Well, for Perugia, they've looked like the tournament's highest ceiling team yet again. Their numbers show elite blocking, balanced attack, and a remarkable offensive efficiency. As we get a look into the locker room, Gianelli has been the man leading the charge. Once again, instrumental last night with Wazim Bentara scoring 18 points in that win over Varshavka. They were certainly tested, but they came through pretty well and very clean in the end. They're full of world champions, European champions, and the world's best players. Tonight is going to be a real treat for volleyball fans across the world. Well, the two captains, Mateusz Bianek and Simone Gianelli, shake hands as it's time to introduce my co-commentator for the weekend, the Olympian, the world commentator, the world famous nowadays, Key Michael. Key, we have been so excited for this game. Two remarkable sides. Statistically, it's going to be tight.
Well, first of all, not even close to world famous, but I appreciate you as always. It's finally gold medal match, Perugia and Zawiercie. I think one of the things that sticks out about these two teams in particular is they are both so balanced. And we talk about how important it is for teams that have multiple players scoring. These two teams are going to show us a really, really exciting volleyball.
Absolutely. Zawiercie came through Zirat yesterday. Lube, they put in what was the best performance of the competition for me away from home. And for Perugia, they had some scares against Las Palmas, 2-0 up away. The team from the Canaries pulled it back to 2-2. And then Perugia won away. At home, it was much more comfortable, but it just shows that this team are not perfect. They're very, very close, but they can be gotten to. And if you look at the way that Zawiercie play, a remarkable reception team, not many errors offensively. This Final Four, this gold medal match in Torino is shaping up to be another famous evening for volleyball in the Champions League, following on from Łódź last year. The Inalpi Arena, the host of this competition 3 years ago, where we saw a win for Zaksa. Can Perugia go back to back and join Zaksa and Zenit in having done so? Or will it be Zawiercie that win their first ever CEV Champions League gold? Well, a quick look at the team roster. Portuguese setter Miguel Tavares Rodriguez should start this evening. Novoselsky is the second setter, and then they have Riches on the outside. Folek and Russell, superb in the pass. Wabber showed us last year in the Champions League he can come off the bench and make a contribution. Schneeschnall started in this competition, in this final last year, but there's a chance he'll be on the bench this evening. Bowaj and Carl Ensing shared the spoils last night. Ensing coming off the bench and really delivering a performance. At libero, Jakub Popivchak, who's tasted silver with JSW, will start as the libero. Superb last night.
I'm so curious to see who gets that starting spot in the opposite, because you touched on it there briefly. Carl Ensing came in, and he was a game changer. He was a spark plug for his team when they needed that little bit of an energy boost. He came in, delivered. Will he get that starting role? Will he be given the chance to do it from the beginning? That's my big question for this roster.
Well, Perugia will certainly ask a lot of questions this evening with Simone Gianelli, the Italian general, starting as the setter. Brian Argelias has played from the bench this season. Javornok is a Czech international, but Ishikawa, Semenyuk, Plotnitsky, that is four strong outside. Semenyuk, Plotnitsky should start, as they have been the go-to for Lorenzetti. Loza, Sole and Russo, Crossato in the middle. It's unbelievable how strong they are. And then Wazim Bentara was magnificent yesterday, and Gabriel Vanciga, the Croatian opposite, will be his backup. Kalachi and Gagini, the two liberos. Kalachi now at 41 years of age. That's a question mark that you're after. Is it going to be Bowaj? Is it going to be Ensing? Or is Ensing just such a good guy coming off the bench to give that energy like Aaron Russell spoke about yesterday?
Yeah, a lot of questions in both rosters. My other question is on the other side, on Perugia's side, you mentioned all the middles and the spoils that they have through the middle. Lozère, a big part of the success of this team. But Sébastien Solé came off the bench, and he kind of finished out the match. So what are these two teams going to do? What are these coaches going to do? Who are they going to put out there on the floor? Who do you trust in a big match like this when you have so many options?
Well, Perugia have won their last 10 one-legged finals in all competition, and they would be the favourites. But Aaron Russell is somebody that scored 25 points in the final last year. Him against Plotnitsky is a big rivalry on that left side. They have to pass, but they also have to score.
And I'm looking at attack percentage is pretty low for Plotnitsky, but he got 3 aces, and one of them, in the most crucial of times, the very last point on the board, was through an ace serve of his. So I'm really excited to see how aggressive he comes out. He's got to be feeling confident after that finish.
The Ukrainian left-hander looking for his second goal to go alongside his 3 bronze medals. And then Loza and Bianek. Bianek, you've already touched on Loza. Loza was fantastic last night, key. 10 points, 89% in the middle. But Bianek, for me, is one of pound-for-pound best middles in the world.
And I think what makes him so strong is his service pressure that we saw last night. Coming off the back end, getting 3 aces. And again, middles do a job. Middles are blockers, attackers, and then sometimes setting in, you know, a second set. But if you get a middle that's also aggressive from the end line, that is enormous. And I think that was one of the things that gave Zawiercie a little bit of that edge yesterday.
And then the battle of the opposites. Ensing is showing because he came off the bench and scored 10 points, made a couple of amazing digs as well. But Wasim Bentara, he was so efficient off the bat yesterday. Maybe scored his first 4 points without anybody laying a glove on it.
He's just he's so effective, right? And we talk a lot about, in the last match in particular, how even if you have a great opposite, if you can't find him, it kind of nullifies it. But both these two opposites were used so well by their setters yesterday. Width, height, in and out of system.
And then the 2 setters. This is going to be a battle. Gianelli runs the balance offense, and Tavares runs fast. They both run fast.
Look at this attack percentage, 100%.
I knew you were going to love that.
Gianelli is, every time he's trying to be offensive, he's going for it. But what I love about this setter in particular is his service pressure was great. We saw, I think, 4 aces from Tavares. And again, if you've got the offense coming from Gianelli in the front court, both of them are distributing the offense beautifully. But if they're adding those extra couple of points, that little bit of spice on top with the offense at the front court from Gianelli and the back court from Tavares, that's what kind of differentiates them for me.
The offense will be run fast. Everyone will have to be on their toes, running at a fast tempo for Gianelli. His first Champions League win last year after 2 second places with Trentino and 2/3 with Perugia. For Michel Winiarski, he was giving a monster contract for about 8 years with Zawiercie, and he's repaying that trust year on year. Back-to-back finals in the CEV Champions League, a Polish championship to go with it. But tonight he's up against maybe his biggest test. Won his first title last year, Angelo Lorenzetti. He was a 4-time runner-up before that. His first loss coming in 2002 with a Modena side that included Volleyball and Andrea Gianni that lost to Belgorod. He is somebody that understands this game better than everyone. Patrick Waber was off the bench last year in the semis, and he really did help Zawiercie get through to the final. He wasn't used last year, but he's aggressive, and he's going to be powerful from the service line, given a chance.
One of the other things about Zawiercie that I really liked yesterday is they got 11 blocks. 8 of them were on Namir, and we've already talked about how maybe Namir might have been struggling, but if you're able to slow down a huge piece of your opponent's offense, that goes a long way. So the question is, will they be able to do the same thing to Bentara today? Because we know that's where the majority of the point scoring is going to be coming from. The other thing I was noticing between these two teams, both of them had 4 players in double digits, which means, again, credit to the setters for running that offense and spreading it out. But Perugia did it in just 3 sets. 4 players in double digits in just 3 sets. You do not see that in the world of high-level volleyball very often. And a perfect example being the bronze medal match. Namir, pretty much the only one who was point scoring for that Ziraat side.
Absolutely, they share the ball around. Perugia are known for not relying too much on Wasim Bentara, but knowing that when they do go to him, he's going to be highly effective and highly efficient. It'll be a big test for Bowaj if he does start in front of Carl Insing tonight. He showed signs of frustration last night, and Winiarski brought him off at the first sign of anything that could catch on in the environment that he's created.
Winiarski also mentioning in his pre-match interview, a lot of up and downs this season. So they kind of figured out, and I think that speaks to that decision that he made pretty early, recognizing that when those downs are coming, he has to make a change quickly. He has to make sure that he's not allowing anything to kind of grow in the team and get out of control. I like that coaching style. I think you're not worrying about anyone's egos. You're not worrying about who's going to like you after you make those pulls. You just do what's best for the team in that moment.
It's a lovely setting for one of the biggest club matches in world volleyball. Somebody that we haven't talked about, the man just serving Bartosz Krolek. There is Yuki Ishikawa, who last year scored an impressive 22 points, but he's been limited to just 3 starts in this Champions League season because they're so strong with Semenyuk on the outside and also Plotnitsky. One big thing this evening is that Kamil Semenyuk has never lost a Champions League final, and that holds him in good stead. So successful with Zaxa and now with Perugia as well. The stage is well and truly set here in Turin. Yuri Gladir warming up in what is his 6th Final Four. Russell will have to be on the top of his game. The Czechia will be proud of Donovan Javornok. But who will walk away from Torino with the gold? It's Zawiercie looking for revenge this evening against Perugia. It's a game that you really don't want to miss. The final last year, the first encounter between these two teams. And it was a battle that will be remembered for a very long time. Perugia took that game 3-2. Zawiercie have arrived fitter, more healthy. Aaron Russell's knee is fine again. Last year he was struggling, as was Karol Buterin. But they have world champions and world-class players up against them this evening. But under Winiarski, you don't get teams that are more cohesive than Zawiercie. Bentara is ready, I think.
He looks ready. That's the face of someone who's ready to play some volleyball.
It's a stunning setting key, isn't it? You've played in Italy, you love Italy. I've eaten all the food in Italy. It is a stunning spot.
And honestly, there are a few places in the world where volleyball is absolutely in the blood, and Italy is one of them. I think it is an absolute pleasure to be here in Torino, and the fans and the players are feeling it as well.
We've been treated to some quite incredible pre-match shows, but I think this one might be the best of the lot. The Inalpi Arena, the football stadium next door, the home of Torino. This arena built in 2006 to host the Winter Olympics, and now it is the perfect setting for the biggest game in club volleyball. It's the CEV Champions League gold medal match, live from Turin.
There it is, the star of the show, the trophy. Somebody's taking him home tonight. Somebody is gonna get some selfies with this guy in their hotel bed, I know it.
That's what's on the line. Perugia looking to go back to back. Zawiercie looking for a first Champions League win to take the title back to Poland after Perugia's win last year and Trentino's the year before. The lights are off and the build-up to the hottest ticket in town can begin.
Lewie, I think this is my favorite one yet. Look at these guys. Is that you out there, Lewie? That one in the back.
You've never seen me move this fast or this rhythmical. As always, the CEV and the local organisers putting on an amazing show. We go again. Well, two teams that know each other very, very well from last year, ready to get this show on the road, and it's a fitting start here in Torino, as I have a feeling these guys might pop up again. Here they are. Wouldn't it be great if it was like the masked dancer and they just pull the hat off and it's Gianelli? It's Gianelli and Bentara.
I wouldn't be surprised, actually. Probably be the liberos more likely, based on those body types.
Well, here we go. Time for the CEV Champions League Final Four. It's the final, the gold medal match in Torino, a repeat of last season's gold medal match where Perugia defeated Zawiercie. This is their moment to strike back. They're a club with ambition, determination, and a real togetherness, looking to make history yet again for Zawiercie. And here is their team, Mateusz Bianek, used to play for Lewie club, world champion, looking for his first gold medal after his silver last year. Bartosz Krolek, not talked about enough in my opinion, a Polish international, but was superb last year, the top scorer in the Final Four in Łódź. Aaron Russell, 16 points last night, 25 in the Champions League last season. Jakub Popivczak is one player that has come in from JSW. He's looking for his first win, having lost the final twice. But for me, Bołacz is a left-handed opposite in his first Champions League final. Jakub Nowosielski was part of the squad last year. and he's the second set. Adrian Markovic, one of 9 of the remainers from last year's team, but also a Champions League silver medalist with JSW. Miguel Tavares leads this team offensively, and he'll be up for this, having learnt the lessons from last year's loss. You feel that Zawiercie will have learnt their lesson, and they will play free like Winiarski asked. Patrick Wabber wasn't used yesterday, but he will be the go-to man this evening if Winiarski needs the outside shoring up a little bit.
Look, this is a great team, and they had an excellent performance yesterday. My one question mark is they were given a lot of free points yesterday by Ziraat Bank, 34 points to be precise. They're not going to get that kind of free money from Perugia. So how do they show up when they're going against a team world class like they have on the other side? I think they're up for a big match, but it's going to be a big ask.
So Sicoma Monini Perugia looking for legacy, history, and European dominance yet again. Simone Gianelli had to wait a long time for his first Champions League title, but that win last year meant so much to him. The libero Massimo Calacci, 41 now, has won 2 golds, his first in 2010. Donovan Javornok follows Brian Argilagos out, both of them playing in their first Champions League final, as is Gabriel Vanciga from Croatia. He has a bright future in front of him as well, and the Croatians will be proud for certain. Well, Bentara was magnificent yesterday, as was Sole, off of the bench and a real game changer. Just 3 starts for Sole this year in the Champions League, but he's been good off the bench. Yuki Ishikawa, maybe the biggest talking point. He was so instrumental last year in their performances, but it's Kamil Semenyuk looking for another Champions League win that's kept him out of the team alongside 17, Oleg Plotnitsky. Roberto Russo has played 7 times this year in the Champions League, and Marco Gagini is the second libero, his first year here for the former Monza man. And Federico Crossato played both quarterfinals from the start, a world under-19 champion and a Euro Volley under-22 champion. Well, Key, you were talking about where this game will be won and lost. I don't think that either side is going to give it to the other one. This is going to have to be earned.
Yeah, and the thing about Perugia is they are so nearly perfect. I mean, they had excellent reception yesterday, 60% positive. They made only 4 errors in the serve. They only made 7 errors in the attack. Blocked 5 times. I mean, this is a smart team that gives you absolutely nothing for free. Everything is earned.
If Perugia are the machine that we know they are, then Zawiercie might just be the most complete system team left standing, as you were saying. The cleanest reception numbers, the lowest error count might be what it takes this evening. 2 very well balanced teams, 2 great matchups. And Boaj number 9 will have to deal at different times with Semenyuk and Plotnitsky. That's a big job for him, and that matchup on the right side for me is a big one. It's also how Volek deals with Bentara and vice versa on that left side, and also Aaron Russell. You don't see them giving anything to them as the 2 sides get ready to take to the court. Sinisa Avuka, Konstantin Yovchev, the two referees this evening. Last year, the Perugia starting 7 had Ishikawa, Loza, Sole, Bentara, Gianelli, Plotnitsky, Kalachi. They could start the same team again, although we're pretty sure that they won't. For Zawiercie, it's Galadir that starts in the middle against Russo, Gianelli and Tavares. The two setters, Plotnitsky and Russell on the outside. There's so much talent out here this evening. Loza and Bianek will be a battle. Bowaj and Bentara. There's just so many small individual battles. Krolek and Semenyuk, Kalachi and Popivchak. This game will have everything, Pete.
And I think what's kind of important is what Coach Lorenzetti mentioned, is that it's not just about volleyball. It's also about how each team handles their emotions. This is a big moment. It's a big match. Yes, both of them had some success yesterday, but taking a silver medal is one of the most disappointing things to do in a Champions League final, because you've come so far, and to fall short in the last minute is absolutely heartbreaking. So one of these two teams will feel like their season has been a failure, even if they go home with a medal, which they shouldn't, because it is a huge accomplishment.
Best of 5 sets, first to 3. And after that time, we will know who the champions of Europe are. Russo gets the nod. He wasn't in the team last year. Sole scored 5, Loza 8 in the Woods, Plotnitsky 18, Ishikawa 22 and Bentara 15. I think the balance will be slightly different. Kalachi is another Remainer from the starting 7, and he gets a big hug from a man who he admires so much. He signed him twice.
I mean, that is a world-class team you're looking at right there.
Michal Winiarski, a winner as a player. This is his chance. He said they've already created history. But the former Gdansk man who won the Champions League in 2009, this would be humongous for him. Their team last year included Krolek, Russell, Butrin, Bianek, Stishno and Tavares. Luke Perry went to Modena, and for Lorenzetti, it would be a second win this evening, which I think would mean so much. We've got some decorations on the court, Key.
They did the same thing yesterday. The Italian fans are starting off trying to get their team with a mental advantage by throwing these, I don't even want to know what you call them, streamers, I guess, onto the opposing court. Last night, a couple of the players picked him up. Today, they're not even fazed by it.
It's a third final for Perugia, looking for a second win. A second gold medal match for Zawiercie. The waiting is over in Torino as Roberto Russo will get this show underway. A world champion as Italy beat Poland in 2022. And it's a float serve to position 6. And it's an outstanding dig to get us underway. What a shot and what a rally. And we can expect to be here for a very long time this evening if this game continues as it started. The ball's inside and it's out of play already. Plotnitsky looking for a touch.
Every single player of Perugia immediately looking to the bench. Hey, we need a challenge here. Let's have a second look at it. I think it got a couple of fingers. We might have an admission here. Oh, that's so close.
The atmosphere in here, electric. So many Zawiercie fans have made the trip. Perugia scored the first one. Tavares goes over on 2. Russell's received 3 balls already. There's 3 in the angle, and Aaron Russell has come to ball out this evening.
Russell's another one of the players. We didn't really mention him very much in the intro, but he was a huge part of that win yesterday. He's a talisman. 16 points he had, but again, that veteran USA, Team USA style.
A phenomenal player, top scorer, or joint top scorer in the World Club Championships alongside Bentara. Top scorer last night and an MVP in those Plus Liga finals that Zawiercie won. That performance from Russell with half an E last year in the Champions League final was special. And talking of special, Gianelli serving for Perugia. Russell's got a lot of balls so far, and we've seen him hammer the angle, now we see him tip the line.
Gianelli hanging out on the ground a little longer than the fans would have liked. That's a beautiful little tickle there from Russell with the knuckles, the claw.
Took a silver in 2017 with Perugia Zaitsev and Podrashin, Tanasiewicz, who's here watching, supporting Perugia this evening, but it's off to a very fast start, and I think this is the game that we can predict for the whole evening, Keith.
I mean, it's a beautiful ball in, and Gianelli not having to do too much work to move, and that's kind of the game that Perugia run. They get a good ball in, and then it's just fair game. It is all bets off because you just have no idea which direction that ball's going when Gianelli has it in hand.
Plotnitsky.
The hero of last night with his ace serve.
He'll keep going. Two-time best scorer in the Champions League, Plotnitsky. As there's some important people in the house. De Giorgi takes a seat. Serve straight down the line. Middle could be in, Bentara. The adrenaline is pumping.
And have a look at how Gianelli grabs that ball. You talk about him and why he's such a good setter. You have no idea which direction that ball's going until it's already gone.
Fantastic feet, great hands, and a ridiculous brain for Gianelli. He's pretty much won the lot.
Fresh head of hair, too.
Fresh head of hair, and talking of fresh, Kfolek. I'm going to throw this out here. We're in a team of world-class players, and Kfolek, for me, still doesn't get the appreciation that he deserves out there. He is just a train. His reception stats are solid. Boaj into the net. It's a dream evening. For the Zawiercie right side. One of those newbies, he's come in replacing Karol Butrin, who went to Rezovia. Popivchak also really making a difference to last year's team. And Luke Perry, who was in inspired form in that 5-set thriller, moved to Modena. The ear defenders are on for the little ones in the crowd. It must be amazing for them to witness this show. Kfolek. Going with the jumper. Just takes a bit off. Kalachi the target, as he was for Varshava last night. They've left the line open a couple of times. Bentara puts a bib on and gets stuck in.
Yeah, he's hungry tonight. I mean, he had a feast last night, but he's come back for more, and for good reason. He's going to be the go-to guy tonight. If he's having a good night at the office, you can pretty much rest assured Perugia's going to get this trophy.
Tunisians absolutely feeling it, but so's Yuri Gladir in what is his 6th Final Four, still looking for that goal.
For me, he's one of the players that kind of went underrated last night. He's so effective and available. He doesn't get a whole lot of sets. He was, 3 from 9, but he's a big fella in the block. 5 blocks, 5 times he slowed down Ziraat Bank.
He's such a quiet man off the court, such a loud man on it. And Russo's in the mix. And this evening, Russo, Sole, Loza, Cruzato. They could go anywhere, but look at that for a pass. You talk about Semenyuk's offensive play, but to be able to run the middle from that pass, diving to the right, unbelievable.
Yeah, and I feel like Russo was a little underutilized yesterday. He only got 6 sets, 4 of them he put away. I'd love to see him get more opportunity as the man on the other side in the middle.
Bianek heats up. It's trouble. And we just saw Ferdinando De Giorgi coached Bianek at Lewie, the team with Bruno, Robert Landy, Simon, Balasso. Not bad. Back to the middle. Loza has really impressed this weekend.
Yeah, he's always known for his blocking. He's one of the best blockers in the world, but if you get him going offensively, he's kind of a double threat. And Loza put up 8 points offensively and hitting 90% last night. That's the kind of numbers you want to see out of your middle. Anytime the ball is in his direction, he's making sure he's scoring.
Last night was his 4th start in the Champions League, but it just shows Lorenzetti happy to go with the Argentine. And the block now is in the game from Perugia, and they take a 2-point lead.
I think one of the things that Zawiercie have to be really careful of is not trying to get these quick points when they're not there to be had. I like the overload, I like the fast ball in front, but it's a little low for Russell to be swinging that blindly.
Yeah, too low for him to be able to turn the ball to the line as well. A good dive from Bentara, reads the game very well. Good read block from him. And Gianelli misses the serve that follows.
Interesting, because Perugia were so tight on their serves yesterday. They had only 4 errors in a 3-set match. I think they might have already matched that. If not 3, then pretty close.
Yeah, Gianelli making the error, bringing Russell back to the service line. And Russell really has found a home here at Zawiercie. He has at least another year there. And they're making some big adjustments to the team. There's a high ball inside. Smart from Krolek to the middle. Hold on a moment. This could be a really big problem. Bianek puts it away. And Wazim Bentara yesterday was receiving treatment on an ankle injury, only a slight one. But when he goes down like this, it's heart in mouth stuff.
Oh, yeah. I think he fell on his own teammate. There's a tiny little bit of a pull, but that's enough to get you a little slower if you're already injured.
It's the former Penn State man, Russell, an American international that serves, but the side out once more. Bentara's absolutely fine, Keen, nothing to worry about.
There's something to worry about, though, if you're Zawiercie. They're saying, was that a little bit of a grab and throw? So he takes it high. I think there's an argument to be made there, if I'm being honest.
And if you're being consistent with
the calls that were made in the first match,
yeah. Service coming from Plotnitsky. Hammer. Russell does well to just keep that up, but they have to hit their way out of trouble, and that's why Bowanch is in the team.
Excellent response. And I'm already noticing how cool-headed the Zawiercie side is. If that call had not been made in the earlier match, we would have seen fisticuffs through the net almost.
We'd still be arguing now.
Yeah, exactly.
The wine and cheese would be back out. But I just think that neither side will get really involved in after Bianek as a middle. We talked about how they have to give in every aspect, and Bianek does give defensively. Krolek can then counter Bosch.
Okay, well, Perugia are after a little conversation after all.
Well, challenge in progress from Perugia. Oh, I don't know, maybe the hair's
Just the hairs.
Key Perugia is
right.
no touch.
It does feel a bit like a video game too, doesn't it?
Feel like I'm in Wreck-It Ralph. Loza. Signed from Milano with Ishikawa a couple of years ago, Bowanch. And if you ask questions of where's his head at after being pulled yesterday, he's come back strong.
I thought he said being born yesterday. He definitely was pulled yesterday. For good reason, I think. He looked like he was losing it a little bit. His head got a bit emotional, and it turned out to be the right decision. But yeah, not letting it hang over his head.
Well, Russell's everywhere. Off the hands. Tavares, Russell's hair sweeping up. Look at Popovchik just going through his platform before the ball's served. Bentara does go after Popovchik, and it is perfect. Rolling around to the left-hand side, pure control on his platform. And that might be an error from Bentara.
We didn't see a whole lot of that yesterday. One of my points leading up to this match was how clean Perugia played. Already, they're looking a little shakier than what we saw yesterday.
This is a different challenge that Zawiercie present, where Perugia will give you nothing. Zawiercie will also give back absolutely nothing to this Perugia side. Both teams are going to have to fight for it. To the outside, and Semenyuk's in the game, I think, for the very first time offensively.
There's that fast offense we talked about, and you can see the middle just completely stung with Russo.
Semenyuk, MVP of the Champions League in 2022. Best outside just after Bowanch, just putting the ball away time after time.
And even out of system, I think this is what makes them so strong, is that they're not relying on perfection. That ball well and truly to the 3-meter line and still managing to put up a hittable ball.
He can hit cross-court angle from absolutely anywhere. Kalachi's off the net. Perugia are struggling. It's an overpass. Zawiercie for a bit of a momentum swing here. Bianek gets a little bit tight from both sides. Maybe some nerves early on in this game. Gianelli dummies the second ball. Nobody's there. Oh my word, that is so unlike Perugia. And they're punished by Bowanch. That is so unlike Perugia.
Maybe the stage is getting to them. Off the hands, one scoop there.
Gianelli dummies the second ball, and Bentara's not there, because Bentara had made the dig. That is unlike Gianelli, to not understand where his opposite man is when the ball's in his hands. And maybe it's a sign that Perugia are under the pump. But again, a service error from Zawiercie just as they get a big break in momentum. They've been looking for that sideline a lot on Russell. Gianelli's missed it, Russo's missed it, and we've seen Perugia go short on the outside front court receiver a lot. Even now with the faster serves and the spin serves. short this time onto Plotnitsky. The pipe, it's a foot dig from Tavares, but Semenyuk, when called upon, has been very good.
He steps in to take the ball as well. Plotnitsky coming in to the inside, kind of cramps up his opportunity to go out and swing, so it's a great choice by Gianelli to utilize the pipe there. We haven't seen a whole lot of pipe yet out of Perugia. That was kind of one of the things that defined the bronze medal match that we just watched.
Gianelli serving was Trentino's boy wonder for a long time. A first ball side out from Bianek, and more confidence. The Polish fans loving it.
One-on-one, Bianek versus Lozère. I like the look of Bianek. He's got that little bit extra height.
Russell back again. They go after the front court receiver, Plotnitsky! That's a world-class play. Oh my word.
Sometimes I forget that he's lefty as well. And I mean, to push that ball outside, and look at the angle he's able to get. He can bring that ball from basically outside the antenna back in across the court. Right side attacker, right-handed attackers would not be able to make that move.
And he was served as well.
Yeah, icing on the cake.
Icing on the cake of how to make things difficult. The serve not quite there, and if volleyball fans remember, Gianelli was part of that Trentino side underneath Lorenzetti that lost to Zaxa in 2021. Namir was in that team, Dick Coy and Porashinin as well. Also had heartbreak in 2015-16, lost to Kazan. Zawiercie are on top at the moment, maybe. Bianek, he wants it again. Did you think that was in to start with, Keith?
I mean, it was close enough to question, but also because he had all those aces yesterday.
Unsure of where he'll be next season. Yuki Ishikawa could be here, could be going somewhere else, but a great servant to Perugia since signing from Milano. Off the bench, and even for the world's best, tough to come off the bench and make an impact straight away.
And he does seem like he's limping just that little bit. I saw him at training these last couple of days, and he just didn't look quite himself. And I wonder if they're trying to utilize him just for that serve. But again, if you're already injured or slightly injured and you're cold coming off the bench, that's an awful combination.
That is not an awful combination. That is a very good combination, Key.
That is a delicious combination. Look at the hang and bang. The middle, literally every player went one-on-one, but when you have four attackers coming at you, Plotnitsky being the fourth because he's back row, there's just nowhere to go. No chance that was getting blocked.
Game on, 18-all. 3 in the past trying to deal with this, and Perugia's service game not quite there at the moment. A miss from Ishikawa, a miss from Bentara, and a couple of misses. Gianelli's missed one, Russo's missed one.
I haven't been keeping track, but to me that's at least 6 missed serves on Perugia's side. And keep in mind, they missed only 4 in the entire match yesterday.
Yeah, and the score's still just 1, so it shows how strong they are in every single facet of the game, was the word I'm looking for. To the right side, Bentara says, I don't hang on to my service mistakes.
It does show a little bit of a chink in the armor, though. I mean, the Perugia coming into this match, you'd argue that they were the all-time favorites against anyone in this Final Four, but if they're not playing at their best, if they are not as smooth as we saw yesterday and we've seen pretty much all season long, there's a crack in the door. There's an opportunity there.
Oh, there's certainly a big crack in the door. Winiarski's sold themselves as the underdog to play 3 and to have no expectation to get a big performance. But I think people who follow Plus Liga and the Italian league, they want to see the best teams in their respective leagues go up against each other on the big occasion. It's a big fight, but Zawiercie were close last year. (2019) and for a Perugia side that have been tested, they're still leading, and that says a lot about them.
If Perugia can squeak this set out despite having one of their worst sets of the tournament, it's going to be hard to get them making this many service errors again in the next set.
That is what they do. They were tested at Gargas a couple of times where they got a bit complacent maybe. Davide Candarello was telling me that they learnt lessons from that game. Plotnitsky has been stuffed out this time.
That's got to be one of the lessons. They were so clever. I mentioned it, they were blocked just, I think, 5 times yesterday because they were not swinging blindly at those kind of balls.
Yuri Gladir took a silver in the CEV Cup in 2011 with Zaxa, with Tina and now Pavel Zagumny. Took a bronze with Zaxa in 2015 as well. Lucas Lowe was part of that team, if volleyball fans can remember back that long. Novosielski is in, Tavares, Boaj out. And this is a good decision. Keep 3 on the front. There's a lot going on here. Russo is also off for Czechia's Donovan Živolnok. They had a great World Championships. He used to play for Praha, who Perugia beat this year in their group, and he's on with a big threat from the service line. The defense is good as well, but Russell is too fast in the arm.
Good work by Zawiercie to handle this ball. That was kind of I think that's the best serve we've seen from Perugia all night, that really put some pressure on the reception.
High level from both sides. The service pressure's up, but teams still siding out. Russo back in, Živolnok. And it's Tavares, he's just gonna speed up. It's a low toss, but he gets everything through that. And Bentara gets everything through that one as well on the right side.
Does it feel as though he's been a bit quiet compared to what we saw yesterday? Or is this part of the Gianelli strategy that is so good?
Absolutely, he shares everything around, and if he feels like Bentara is getting hot, he might just give him a little bit more of the ball, but we can expect to see the pipe. He'll feed the middle. It won't be like we saw with Nemir. Popivchak holds that platform, very nice! And Bianek is too quick through the middle.
Zawiercie have to continue responding point for point. The danger here would be letting Perugia get even 1 point of an advantage. Just a slight cushion here would feel like a mountain to climb when you're this late.
Zawiercie are built on character. And in my experience of watching Zawiercie, they do not go anywhere. And that is smart, looking for a handover. Bianek in trouble. It's a great touch from Aaron Russell, but it's out of bounds. Bit
of scrappy play as well. Oh, you saw that line wide open. Excellent work by Kalachi to pop it up.
What a set as well. You said yesterday that Perugia give you Amoko Conegliano vibes, and the out-of-system setting, and everything is pinpoint, everything is perfect, and it's great to watch. But Perugia lead by 1.
The Jurassic Army is in the building.
Isn't it great to see the traveling fans? We know that the Blog Devils will bring their fans, but the Zawiercie fans have made a real effort, and there's fans of all ages. We've seen Polish fans who are not old enough to go to school, and we've seen Polish fans who have made a huge effort. Passes strong to the middle, forcing the middle. You have to say, Tavares finding Bianek in those situations worth its weight in gold.
And getting Plotnitsky off the line, equally valuable. He changes it up here. He doesn't go for the full throttle serve, and I like that mentality because we saw a couple of times in the last match those timeouts icing some servers on Zierat's side, recognizing that he just wanted to get that ball over the net, but takes a bit off it.
The change of contact can just affect the rhythm of the pass. And there's good rhythm offensively as Plotnitsky storms through and hits 1.
If he starts to get hot, I mean, we know how important the pipe is going to be just in general, but particularly Plotnitsky from the back, because you can see perfectly from that shot the angles that he's finding, and watch the next time he hits it, it'll probably go the other way.
It's an unbelievable set from off the net again, the middle doing its job. The pass was good from Semeniuk, but it wasn't perfect. This ball is into a good zone, and they can run the middle. Yes, it's a bit straighter, but key, it doesn't matter if it's a bit straighter because it's sat up so well. We might get another look in a minute. But as we're talking about the Zawiercie fans, they're making a racket. Bowanch.
Oh, still up.
Oh! Key said he might go the other way, and Plotnitsky does go the other way.
I mean, huge up by Zawiercie to keep the ball in play off of this point right here. A little ping pong in the backcourt, but as soon as you get a free ball to Perugia, you know it's going to be firepower. And look at Gianelli running the ball behind him. He changes the zone, even though it's backcourt. It's a different area.
Set point. Number 2. And that is wide of the mark. And every time that this ticks on, Key still frustrated with the amount of missed serves, I think.
I mean, I'm sure Perugia are more frustrated than I am, but I think he might have been called on a line, a foot fault even, because the whistle went off before the ball touched the ground.
Volek, gold in the VNL with a 30-man squad in 2023. And Gerbic will be watching him closely, looking for a third set point, taking a third set point. They've run the pipe a couple of times. Then they go to Russo. The wings have been quiet.
As soon as that first ball goes on Gianelli's head, it's just impossible. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of these blockers on the other side. You can see it's just chaos over there.
You have to hold for the second touch, watch the middle and watch the pipe at the same time. And this is the big chance for Perugia. Overtime in the opening set. Plotnitsky being stopped. Zawiercie refused to give up. 2 blocks. And that's Yuri Gladir getting across to the outside. And that is a crucial moment.
This is the block of the match so far. That ball, had it gone down, I feel as though it would have been set point. It would have been over.
Russell.
How many set points?
Huge, but Gladier's doing so much work to seal angles. And then there's one off the net band. They have to play at Perugia. Now they're under pressure. Defense, Volek, Russell! And that is Aaron Russell making blocks, making decisions off the hands.
I mean, that right there could have been an ace serve in the first place, but the scrappy play, Russell's falling backwards. He's completely out of rhythm, and Gianelli just gives him his hands. I'm shocked to see that.
Now please put your hands up, signori e signori, mettiamo tutti quanti le mani al cielo, tutti, lo facciamo insieme così.
We said that Zawiercie wouldn't go anywhere. They dig in. And for many, Perugia are the best team to ever do it. The world club champions, the European champions. But Zawiercie are right there with them. 3 set points saved. Yuri Gladier working incredibly hard. Now serving for Zawiercie to take the first set. It's a clutch serve. He's always delivering, Gladier. And look at Russell pinching in the block again. Russell pinches in again in the block, and he makes a touch. Now Russell, it's Boaj. He's shut down. Is there a touch? Hang on a moment. Hang on one moment. Krolek on the way through. We said this was going to be a game.
So many good touches here. So many heads-up plays where that ball could have just fallen. I mean, what a scrap.
Do you know the thing I love most about Perugia versus Zawiercie? They've only met in a Champions League final, but you know exactly what sort of game you're going to get. And Bentara has flipped it again.
I mean, we knew this was going to be an emotional roller coaster, and already it has delivered, over-delivered. Bentara, what a slice down the line. There was not a lot of line given to him. Maybe 1 or 2 balls width.
This is reminiscent of last year. Attack line fault, smart move. Used to just slow everything down, Zawiercie. They would have liked it if there was an attack line fault, but just to affect the rhythm of Russo. This game is bouncing around all over the place, and we absolutely love it. To the middle, Popivchak falls away but makes a dig. The set's not quite there, and they want the handover. Gianelli puts it down, the fans love it. Perugia go 1-0 up. I think there's going to be a steward's inquiry here. BNX being told to go away. Let's have a look.
There will be a challenge, and
I think they've got a case.
They have to challenge net touch, though. It's not a challengeable offense. I mean, from where I'm standing, Gianelli's hand is all the way on the other side. We got to see it from the net camera. It's not going to be a net touch, but it's not a challengeable offense.
It's a subjective call.
It's a referee's call, and that's it. All we're going to get is a second look at it.
I think so. I don't think the referee can make a call.
He's not showing us Gianelli's hand. Gianelli's hand is it's clearly grabbing the ball on the other side.
Zawiercie are kicking off in here. They are fuming. I think it's Krolek that went and hit something. Gianelli's trying not to get too much into it. We knew this was going to be this way. We understood the brief. Perugia Zawiercie understood the brief this evening, that this was going to be a battle of the ages in the Inalpi Arena. My question to you, Key Michael.
Tell me.
Is, do you want to see another set of it?
I want to see this go all the way to 5. Honestly, my heart goes out to Zawiercie to not have taken this set, because I'm looking at the errors here. Perugia just does not give up 8 errors in a typical set. That is atypical of Perugia. And if you cannot get the win, if you can't even sneak across the line when they hand you 8 free points, it's going to spell trouble when they start to get back into their rhythm.
There's a long way to go. I can't wait. If it's anything like last year, we haven't even got into this match, and it's so entertaining. Perugia's distribution,
not as balanced as I was expecting. The way that Gianelli typically likes to run. And Zawiercie, we've seen a lot of ball go to the left side, interestingly. I would have thought for both of them it would have been more right side, but hey, still a long way to go.
A long way to go. What a start to this game. Bowanch has been impressive. He really has responded to being substituted yesterday. Bentara a Perugia side who don't lose very often, but they know that this could be their biggest battle, and it certainly has started that way in the Inalpi Arena. It's 9:10 local time.
I think we're in for the long haul, Lewie.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think we are in for a late one, Key. And do you know what? I'm all right with it.
Where else would you rather be, right?
Nowhere.
I got nowhere else. I got no plans. And if you have plans, viewer, cancel them. We got volleyball to watch.
Got work tomorrow, want to go to bed, have a late one. Deal with it later. 7 points, 67%. Different positions for Bianek and Bentara, but it just shows that Bentara is still at it. Carrying on from yesterday, where he had a marvellous game, Bentara. 62% yesterday, 67%. So after one set, he's upped his game in the efficiency stats. And it was 18 points yesterday. So they are relying on him a lot early on here. But as you said, Key, a lot of missed serves, a couple of miscommunications, and errors that usually Perugia just don't give you.
The stats that I'm looking at, 8 missed serves. That's insanity when you're talking about Perugia.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think they'll clean it up a little bit as well, and I think Zawiercie will also come back stronger. And I think they're going to be quite animated after the way that first set ended. Controversial, could be seen, a challenge. The team in yellow certainly thought they had won that point. You at home will have to make the decision. But they have to let that last point go. Perugia 1-0 up. Semenya locked in. Set 2 underway. Zawiercie in yellow on the right of your screen, and Perugia in the pink and blue on the left. And Plotnitsky again. He's happy to feed Plotnitsky really early in the set to get the ball rolling. The trust is high early.
And Plotnitsky had 7 points so far in this match. I mean, that's a pretty good number considering when you've got Bentara on the other side to compete with for number of sets, essentially.
And that was 3 on the pipe as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Gianelli. Speeds up. Russell the target. He's had a great game. Russell Kwolek almost man down. What a dig that is from Semenyuk. And hang on a moment. The advertising boards are in trouble.
First point for Zawiecki is second game. It's middle blocker that put the signature at the last point.
I mean, the last person that you want to go down if you're Perugia.
Luckily, he picked on the really light advertising boards.
And Palavalisti Brutti as well. They're friends.
He's picked on the one advertising board smaller than him. Bentara, 2 points on the flanks early on, 1 from Plotnitsky, 1 from Bentara. It's a solid start, 3 side outs. Plotnitsky, the lefty, really gets through the ball. And a high ball to Bowanch, the other lefty. Kalachi's beaten. And you can't see Kyle Ensing coming in at the moment with the way that Bowanch is performing on that right side, although it was special last night from the American.
Yeah, this is, I mean, that's a world-class swing. Again, the difference between lefties on the right side and lefties on the left side, the difference in angles that he can find.
Off the net, and the speed out of system is sensational from Gianelli to find Bentara.
From a backcourt set, the width, and he's testing Russell through the hands, looking for the field goal.
3-2. Popivchak trying to get involved in there. Kwolek is there. Popivchak beaten in the cover, and I think he might have been a little bit late setting up there. Bentara's had Russell's number 2 times in a row.
That serve not really pressuring Zawiercie. Perfect ball in.
That's tough on Popivchak, but I think with his high standards, he'll know that could have got there. But now Perugia have found their service stride.
And this is kind of what I was talking about when I'm saying, once the service comes back around for Perugia, things start to get even more difficult for Zawiercie. And if they're not handling Perugia, when they're handed free points from the service line, how do they respond when those serves become aces?
Now they are up against it. Pass is good this time. Kwolek. Bowanch can't put it away. To the middle. Bowanch is quick with the reactions, but so is Bentara. Hang on a moment. Zawiercie have just been given one here.
We'll get a second look at it, because Bentara was a little sticky with it in the first set. I think he's tried to do the same thing. The problem is with this is you have to get the ball. You can't carry the ball with you as you go. So if you want to catch the ball high, you got to flick it high. If you want to catch it low, you flick it low. But you can't catch it high, bring it down, and then push it.
What a great phase of play. Kalachi does remarkably well to get that ball into 3 from position 1. Smart swing from Kwolek, but at the same time, Plotnitsky's running everywhere. And look at Plotnitsky cheering after that defense. Bentara doesn't tip that one, doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's feeling good about that one. Excellent pickup from Popivchak, but again, out of system play leads to a pretty simple transition for Perugia.
69% now, Bentara. And Pivchak puts the ball on a plate, gets the one-on-one. Hang on a moment, what are they complaining about now?
I don't know. Well, that is so good.
I don't think you got anything to argue with against Krolek there.
Maybe was asking for it to have hit the antenna. That's all I can think of. It was that close, that tight. Oh.
High ball now. And that's why Russell's playing so far back, and he stopped though. It's a great read in the block from Russo.
Perugia is winning that backcourt attack battle hands down right now. They haven't, on Zawiercie's side, they just haven't really figured out how to get that going, and it's a little bit slower, and 3 blockers are up on it.
Krolek's absolutely spewing out there at 4. I think he wanted that set. Tavares went after Russell, and it was read by all 3. Tavares now looks to go fast to the outside. Krolek can't put the ball away. Perugia can, and this second set might just run away from Zawiercie pretty quickly if it continues like this, but don't count them out.
Pallavolo is the Italian word for volleyball, and it literally means ball flying. Plotnitsky is literally flying. When he attacks, he is so graceful.
And to access the line that quickly as a left-hander on the left side is not easy, especially to see how we've seen him access that sharp angle over his right shoulder as well. The service pressure's back again, and it's one-way traffic, and you feel that very quickly Zawiercie have to find something, and that something might just be a timeout.
Timeout requested by Aluron CMC Warta ZAWIERCIE. E signore e signori, siamo in diretta mondiale, dobbiamo sempre ricordarci che siamo in Italia, quindi lo facciamo così.
In Alpi Arena, quite something. Semenyuk doesn't like losing finals in this competition, and he served incredibly well. He's been on point so far, and it's hard to make a case for Ishikawa coming in or anyone else if Plotnitsky and Semenyuk are being this dominant. Bowanch, they are off the net now. They have to try and peg this back as much as they can. Tipping over the top, maybe to try and get Bowanch on the floor, but it's off the block instead and trying to take on Tavares. That's scooped by Russell, but the touch, I think, from Gladir or Russell, wrong side of the antenna.
It just starts to feel like it's slipping through the fingertips of Zawiercie. Everything is looking like a struggle. Earlier on yesterday, earlier on in this set, they were looking much more clear, like things were within their grasp. Right now, as soon as Perugia start to play like Perugia, they just take the complete wind out of your sails, the breath out of your lungs. Everything is a stretch now.
They're playing incredibly clean. Service is there, the pass is also there most of the time. Hold on, not a rotation error. And this could just be the straw that breaks the camel's back for Zawiercie. What have they called here?
He must be an out of rotation.
Well, the new rules state that you can go earlier.
Maybe the setter took off that one split second. It has to be on the toss rather than the contact, but the ball still has to be in the air. Good response.
Oh, Volek. Volek's getting well involved here. He's going to get brought over, and I think he might get a slice of cheese for having a little bit of a dig at the second referee. He was turning around and saying, "How about that time? Was that okay?" I don't speak Polish, but...
Yeah, the last person you want to get into it with is the referee. Send a little bit to the other side, the other team, but don't start.
And the last thing you want to do is get into an argument with Volek, that's for sure. But you also don't want him to be getting into arguments, because you need him focused on the next task, which is to somehow try and break down this Perugia performance.
Perugia right now are looking like there's nothing in their way. We're seeing how quick and efficient that Gianelli can run to any of his players. As soon as he gets the middle back involved, you know he's feeling good.
And for years, Perugia invested a lot of money in the best players in the world, the likes of Leon, Atanasievich, to try and win the Champions League. Now they're looking to try and do it for a second time in 2 years, but Zawiercie will fight back, and it feels like Perugia have found the right recipe and environment after years of trying to search for this title.
I'd love to see how Zawiercie respond right now. When their backs are against the wall, if you are facing this kind of Perugia, those kind of shots have to happen. You got to start spreading out the offense somehow. Keep your middle close, push it fast to the pin. You got to get your serves in too, but the creativity in offense is what I want to start to see out of Zawiercie.
I'm a big believer that this Zawiercie team will come good.
Five points down to Perugia though, 6 even if my math is
even
correct.
not in this set. I believe they'll have their moments before the end. Tavares, the reverse pike, Volek, and there's a net touch this time against Perugia. And this game has just lost a little bit of its energy over the past few minutes. And I think that's only going to suit Zawiercie at this moment to try and find their way back into this game.
Yeah, 100%. They could use Perugia losing a little bit of focus. That would be an absolute perfect scenario for Zawiercie.
Tavares goes to Kalachi. That ball is in. They're trying to get him in short, and again, the pipe. He sort of comes from nowhere and takes off like Michael Jordan in his prime.
It is so smooth. There's nothing Bieniek can do. He's got his man, right side versus outside. It's just a wide open channel.
That is Perugia at their best, dancing. And Boanch off the hands. Gianelli goes to the middle, almost in a deep squat position, fires it. And when you don't expect him to go to the middle, that's the time he'll feed it.
Especially because Perugia is on the floor, Plotnitsky is on the floor in that very moment. He's already down one attacker on the pins. Feed your middle 100% in that situation.
Aluron CMC Warta ZAWIERCIE. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the wave. È tempo di far partire una ola. Let's start the wave here. Let's start the wave here and send it to your left. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! Go, 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 go. Go to Perugia, go to Perugia, go to Perugia. Okay. Okay.
And that first set, they had their chance, Zawiercie. A decision that could have gone either way went the way of Perugia. And in turn, Perugia have taken full advantage of the opportunity that was presented to them. Loza, a great weekend for the Argentine.
Oh.
Bowanch stays aggressive. 3 blockers are up though, and then it's Russell looking for the rip off the hands to no avail.
That's such clever blocking by Bentara and company. They know exactly what Russell wants to do in this situation. It's a tight ball. Pull the hands because you know you're the target. Beautifully. Look at the cheeky smile as he comes down. He knows it. That's the cat and mouse game. That's the chess that we're seeing. Couple of changes on Zawiercie's side.
Yeah, it's a change on that right side as Ensing comes in after 10 points yesterday and try and make 3 in the block and help. They need a little bit of Ensing's energy that he gives, and straight away there's an error from Semenyuk, and I think Ensing's already going to bring a little bit of a good feeling to this Zawiercie camp.
My question is it a little bit too late to bring him in? Because he did such a good job playing that talisman, that teammate, that locker room guy yesterday. If you're down by 7 points, should this have been made earlier, this change?
The former St. Nazaire, Tel Aviv, Berlin, Long Beach man, Olympic gold medalist from 2020. He's having to work hard. He does work hard and keeps the ball alive. It's a one-on-one, and there is a touch from Krolek. Just gets his hands over in the nick of time. He has to go again. He does go again. Krolek is starting to get fired up here. And then the third time, wow. Did that touch the floor? I think it did. But Zawiercie again showing through Krolek that they have big hearts. And for Ensing, back to your point, Key, I think he really has a chance to put himself in the starting 6 for set 3. And Winiarski's got a chance to have a look at him to see if he can help this team improve, because something might have to change if they go 2-0 down.
The Perugia fans are jumping.
To the middle. And we spoke earlier on about Zirat having to force a little bit of good energy. I think Zawiercie are in that spot now.
Yeah, and they also have to get some quick side outs just like this. They've kind of been drawn into some longer rallies which have gone Perugia's way. The more that they can get those really quick, one and done, don't waste any energy kind of points, the better off they'll be.
Fast serve to the line, that's going to help. Binek getting a couple, but the level from Semenyuk once more. We haven't said his name a lot. Pletnitsky's got the plaudits through the pipe, but Semenyuk has been so steady.
And again, Gianelli is making us focus on different areas and then pulling it somewhere else. And then now we'll start focusing on Semenyuk, we, meaning us, and also the blockers on the other side, and he'll then pull it somewhere else. He's kind of making you play catch up the whole time.
Strength everywhere in this Perugia side. And for Kamil Semenyuk, part of the European Championship winning side in 2023, a 4-time Plus Liga champion, and was part of 2 Zaxa sides that went on that special run of 3 Champions League victories in 3 years with 3 different coaches. Russo, maybe there is an error. And Russo's just unwilling to give anyone anything.
And that is a hard ball.
There might have been a touch of a Tavares.
That's a really hard ball to swing at. If you're a middle blocker, middle attacker and you find that ball a little tight, you're tight to the net, the ball is low, and it's passing you quickly, to cut it off and still miss the block is an underrated skill.
Volek again, front court receiver. The pipe is open. And I think smart from Tavares. He's gone to the middle with B-neck, then he's gone with the pipe over the top towards position one. So he's putting the puzzle pieces together nicely.
Oh, and that little bit of a push. Gianelli has come in to help specifically for that pipe, and he's just overcooked it.
Zawiercie needing a little bit of a miracle here in Torino. But that's a good start. Big serve. Plotnitsky just with a ridiculous wrap out of rhythm. Deep in the corner, Semenyuk's there just patrolling everything. It's a fantastic defensive position to just sit in the back corner and dig Russell. They knew it's going there. And then from the inside, touch over the top from Bentara. They want maybe, Popivchak looks at the referee to see if they're going to get the dump, but that's not the case this time.
You can't really argue anything here. That's just a clean, smart play to capitalize on that little campfire right in the middle. And Vladier's pulled his hands away. I'm not sure that's the time to pull your hands away. You can see that Bentara's going to roll. He's dropped his elbow a little bit, but he doesn't look like he's going to go full throttle off the hands. He wants to tip there. 2012 Olympic scoreline.
Service onto Russell. There's an overpass. And this sets... Okay, we've seen a lot of high-level volleyball, but an overpass to a free ball to an error hasn't really happened very often in this game.
It's not a bad swing. The hands are there, the fingertips are there. Plotnitsky a little frustrated with himself perhaps, but he's made the right decision.
Oh, Bentara looks for an audacious swing once again. There's just a bit of sloppiness for Perugia, but they've earned that sloppiness.
Yeah, they've got themselves in a position where they can afford a couple of riskier plays, or they can take, you know, a couple of errors. They can handle that because the cushion is still at 6.
Service, Vladir in system, over the top in the pipe again, and just impossible to stop Semenyuk.
Perfect ball in, and then he gets that same rhythm as he's coming forward with that pass, gets up so quickly, and the effort that it takes to get up and become the attacker after you've passed that ball quite short, massive.
Volek a little bit off the net. Ensing a little bit out of rhythm, so they have to speed this up, and that's why the left-hander Russell tries to force the ball through. 3 up in the block and looking for deep corner. Protest of no touch. Semenyuk says there was. Russell says absolutely not. Recently become a father in the last couple of years, says it's changed his perspective on a lot of things.
Like block touches?
Like touches and blocks. He used to admit to them now.
Now he won't. I mean, that's a massive touch too. And he was so convincing with it. No, that wasn't me.
Good challenge from Perugia.
Point Perugia.
There's a few boos going around. I'm here for it. Plotnitsky. What a game he's had. He joined from Monza all the way back in 2019. He's part of that team that took bronze in 2021. Just one of those Perugia sides that were expected, maybe is a big word, but Leon, Solé, and Savic, coached by Vital Heinen. In 22, a team with Anderson, Gianelli, Leon, Rick Lickey will be heading to Poland. He's been in some very good teams that haven't won the Champions League. Oh, again over, but Biernek reads it nicely. And Russell gets one back off the hands. No question about that one.
I'm not sure if Zawiercie's going to be able to get this set back in the bag, but building on a bit of momentum, building on some errors, continuing to believe, I think, is going to be a mountain to climb for Zawiercie after the way this set has gone, but that's the beauty of volleyball.
Kalachi, high to the outside.
Oh, he wants it again. Is he gonna get it? Semeniuk's asking for it.
The Perugia fans are making all the noise.
2 in a row. Oh, this time it's off the other fingers.
Hang on, we saw something very similar yesterday.
Now the USA boys are experts in keeping their cards close to the chest, huh?
Ensing's last game in a Zawiercie shirt this evening. Serving he's been. If leaves here, he's left his mark. A true warrior on the court, and he's trying to fire things up now.
And that's a difficult ball as well. You saw he had to make that move from the center of the court over there. That kind of shortens your approach. He does a good job to get himself available, make some space, and then come back in fired.
Serve from Zawiercie. Oh, Tavares, Russell, Ensing, all crowding the same area of the court, really. None of them stopping Perugia, and Perugia have set point.
There it is. The magician, Gianelli, with the one-handed. It doesn't go all the way to the pin, but that is a very hittable ball.
It's unbelievable how he holds the hand towards 4 for so long and then flips it. Screws the light bulb. Popivchak. I think Zawiercie have improved as this set's gone on. They just let too many points slip at the beginning.
But again, they got comfortable with that being Perugia's style of play, making the errors that they saw in the first set, and they didn't get any of them in this set.
Set point, second set point for Perugia. Chance to counter. Kwolek into the net this time, and after a very close opening set here in Torino, the second set was pure Perugia dominance. They are very close to going back-to-back. Kwolek again is getting stuck in here.
I'm not sure what the afters were about here, because that ball was well and truly in the net. Maybe a little bit of conversation through. Oh, he's giving it to him.
Russo.
Russo, you cheeky, cheeky man.
And he's giving it to Yuri Gladir. And I don't think you want to mess with Yuri Gladir and Kwolek. Well, they have, and the score's 25-18 to Perugia. As it's now night time. But is it good night for Zawiercie? Or can they make a comeback in set 3? They are desperate to find something. They had the momentum in set 1. They had a set point in set 1. The statistics for set 2, 7 opponent errors. It's interesting, Key.
I mean, the match that I was watching, it didn't feel as though Perugia was giving up the same amount of errors as they gave in the first set.
If you make 17 attacks to 11, you can earn yourself a few errors.
Plus the blocks and an ace, so they were cleaner. Still not as clean as we're used to seeing Perugia, but they were just more dominant in the other areas that kind of made up for it. Interestingly, Zawiercie's only able to get 2 blocks in that first set, and they got 0 in that last one. They just could not slow down the offense.
Not too much to position 1 from Zawiercie.
Yeah, interesting, because that's where the outside hitter typically resides. And Zawiercie has not been targeting, well, it'd be Semeniuk or Plotnitsky, but they're 2 of the better passers out there, so it makes sense why they're not being targeted.
Makes sense to go after Kalachi. Varshava certainly did yesterday. But for Zawiercie, the Polish champions want to make history by winning this competition for the very first time. If they're going to do it, they have to reverse sweep the European champions and the World Club champions to do it. It's a very, very big task. Well, it's a perfect couple of sets for Perugia as we head towards the third. Have a look at that for review. A stunning city at the foot of some glorious mountains. Lucky enough to have been here a few times, and it's always impressive. Talking of impressive, Perugia have been impressive in set 1. They opened the door for Zawiercie in the first. Zawiercie couldn't take their chance and they were punished.
Yeah, heartbreaking that they couldn't crack through on that first one, because again, the amount of errors, specifically in the serve, 8 service errors were given up. And that was the challenge for Zawiercie, to just put a statement in, take a set, and then go from there. But right now, if you're 2 sets down to Perugia and having played that second set on the back foot the entire time, what's interesting is that Zawiercie is not passing poorly. They're at 57% positive. They have options of places to go, but they're just not executing that offense at quite the same level that Perugia is.
Frustrations also got into the Zawiercie ranks a few times at the back end of the first set and during the second. If you're going to beat a world-class Perugia side, as I think the 2 captains are receiving a talking to here. Well, I think that was very kind from the first referee.
Reaching the limit is the way that he put it.
I wonder if Kolek's going to take the warning.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for a little bit of chatter. I think it makes the game that much more exciting.
Gianelli gets us underway in set 3. Zawiercie will probably leave here with a lot of regret if they go down 3-0 here. The big question was whether Ensing starts in the opposite position, and the answer is yes here in set number 3. So Boanch is off, and that's fast off the hands. And Kvolek, who's on a little bit of a warning.
And you see he's turned immediately to his team for a chest bump. He's still giving the screams, but he's doing it to his team.
And that's exactly what Zawiercie need.
And I like the decision to keep Kyle Ensing in. I think we saw yesterday how impactful he was in that kind of energy mode, that little bit of a spark plug that the team needed.
Yep, they need him, and Russell said afterwards he's not your usual opposite in the way that he plays, but he provides so much in terms of, yes, he can hit his angles, but made a couple of defenses yesterday, a couple of big blocks, and he's enjoying himself out there. You can see it.
As you should be. I mean, it's so hard to get into the nitty-gritty and be kind of tunnel vision, but both these 2 teams are playing in a gold medal Champions League match. This is the best of the best.
And that is the best of the best from Bienek, bouncing through the middle. And hopefully the Zawiercie fans have something to cheer about soon, because it's been a bit of a tough hour or so for them. It's the Perugia fans making all of the noise at the moment.
And I'm hoping that we keep seeing more and more of Bienek, because I think he is so good. And again, the pass is there.
Absolutely.
He's hitting at over 50%. He's had about 11 opportunities to swing. 6 of them he's put away.
Had that thought in the last set. They have to get Bienek into the game and dominating through the middle, and then hopefully open up the pins a little bit for Kvolek and for Russell.
The other thing about him playing well in the offense, it translates to his confidence in the defense. And then that, in turn, means that he's going to be aggressive from the service line. Those aces that he put on the floor yesterday were crucial.
And Bienek is a middle that has the ability to take over. This is better from Zawiercie. Let's see how they are with a couple of points to catch up on. Bentara doesn't really matter about the score, just keeps making world-class swings.
And he's done what every world-class opposite does. He's tagged the line a couple of times already, and he's made the defense adjust to him, and Bienek's frustrated because see where that ball lands. It's right in the corner. He's turning around and going, that's me, guys. That's the area I need to be taking away as a middle.
Loza, 29 years of age now. Came from Milano, but had a great Olympics in Tokyo for Argentina, and then didn't have a great one in Paris. Couldn't back up their bronze from Tokyo under Marcelo Mendez. his guidance, the head coach of Trentino, who's Trentino having a poor season in Italy, champions a couple of years ago, but with no Michel, it's been problematic. Ensing's in, and he is singing off the right hymn sheet to make some blocks for Zawiercie. Might have to try and make a cover here, but Volek out the back.
It's a good point you make about Ensing jumping in on that triple block and just slowing things down. Volek gambling against the Russo hands. I like that we're seeing both teams playing the old I'm here and then I'm not here game.
Absolutely. In a game of high ball volleyball where the hands are the big option, it's a smart decision. And Volek just got done by Russo, which he wouldn't have enjoyed after the end of the last set. Off the hands. Tavares trying to get in, run the play fast, but they're out of rhythm and it might just get punished. It does get punished, and that's the thing. If they're going to play sort of high-risk, fast-tempo offense, that has to be good.
Yeah, it just looked like there wasn't enough of an opportunity to take some space off the net to get back in. Volek was kind of just standing there, and if you're not in the right position when you just jump straight up, if the ball doesn't come to you, it's really hard to get an approach on it, really hard to get an attack on it.
Russell, fantastic pass. It's right in the right spot, but it has to come over this time. Perugia, chance to go in front for the first time in set 3. Russo is a man possessed at the moment.
I love a good middle attack. I don't think anybody would be surprised to hear me say that, but the work Russo does to get off the net, then he's coming in with his shoulders facing one way, and the swing goes the other way. The no-looky cookie. Absolute perfection.
Volek also chomping at the bit to try and get in and help there. To the outside. And Volek again may have just made an error. And if Yevgeny, at what point do you sort of turn around like he did yesterday when a player maybe just sneaks into the reds psychologically and go, okay, Patrick Wabber, step on up.
Now he is looking over and saying, hey, let's keep your head on. Because I just don't know that he has the options off the bench in the other areas that he does have in the opposite.
Yeah, it's a sign of things not going to plan. And it is over, Gianelli! Zawiercie battling for every touch. But it's Gianelli that slaps one down.
He loves an overpass. First of all, excellent serve to get bodies on the ground. But he is the first on his team to look for an overpass.
Turns around, let's go. Zawiercie in real big trouble here. It's interesting, Zawiercie got off to the better start here in set 3, but at the same time, Perugia just fight back, and all of a sudden they're 2 up. Couple of errors from Volek. Bentara on a bit of a run from the service line. And on a very good run, and the look of Russell sort of tells the referee the story.
You don't see a lot of straight down aces on Popchak. And I think there's just a slight hesitation between the two of them. Is it yours? Is it mine?
And it's just another sign that Zawiercie are just not cooking at the moment. And this is a little bit unlike them. We know that Winiarski has said they've not had a clean-cut season and they've had a lot of obstacles. Not another ace. It looks like it from Bentara.
2 in a row, and he dropped the first one short. Then he goes deep on the next one. He's gonna keep hammering that seam, whether it's short or serve, doesn't matter, but if he goes away from those two players, and actually having said that, Russell's just been subbed out for that exact reason, I wouldn't be surprised to see Bentara go right back there.
Now they're in real trouble. Chavinsky in. And it's another ace. Bentara changing location. Short, deep, left to right. And Perugia, at this rate, are about 10 minutes away from doing the Champions League double.
Aluron CMC Warta ZAWIERCIE.
Winiarski calling it just to get his team back in the mindset. I think it can be really discouraging. I mean, I'm stating the obvious here, but if you get ace 3 times, you need to just check out and check back in.
Yeah, an unofficial coaching rule. You lose 3, you get them in, but they've lost a lot in a row here. Remember, they're sort of 3-1 up, I think, Zawiercie. They're a fair few behind now. Bentara, 3 serve points.
Give it a little kiss. A little kiss for luck.
Yeah,
Going for a 4th.
Why not?
Go on then.
It's luck that he's brought on himself here, and it's a good time out. The kiss didn't go down very well with the ball. Chavinsky coming in and trying to bring some energy. And for Krolek, he's going to have to get things going on the front court. Ensing, good serve from Ensing. It's well dealt with Kalachi, and they've all gone after Kalachi a little bit. As he's seen at 41 at the back end of his career, and maybe someone they could target, but Russo's in the middle again, Keith.
And there's no block up against him. When you have ball in hand for Gianelli, you have to kind of just go man defense. If you're a basketball player, you'll understand that. Everyone kind of gets on their guy. You can't leave one completely open.
Yeah, but as we've said before, as you said earlier on, Gianelli's one step ahead of everybody. He's run the pipe so much this evening that you have to worry about that. Bring Russo in, he'll have to worry about that, and then all of a sudden, he'll go back to the pipe again. He might not need to at the moment because Perugia are absolutely running away with this.
And just as we're talking about Gianelli and running his offense, he then steps in to be part of a 3-man block. This is what makes this so dangerous. It is the setter right there that takes away that extra layer on the inside.
And it's so important, as Boaj is somebody that loves to go away from the body and hit into that angle. It's a crucial block. Lorenzetti on the brink of a second. I think we can start talking that way already. There's a long way to go, though.
I spoke to a couple of the Perugia fans yesterday before the game, and I said, who do you want to win the match? They said, we say nothing. They are so superstitious that if they hear you talking this way, you'll be in big trouble, buddy.
I'm always in big trouble, Keith. From the right side, Bentara, they're not backing down. But you think of Lorenzetti's career. In 2008, lost, it was perfection by Bentara. But in 2008, lost to Kazan as Piacenza head coach. 21 lost to Zaxa with a team of Lucarelli, Namir, Lizniac, Podrashkinin. And in 2022, a loss to Zaxa with Trentino. Come to Perugia, starts to turn the tide there and put together a team of heroes. And I think a lot of these players will turn in to heroes, the likes of Semenyuk, winning it for a 4th time potentially this evening. Six-point game. Oh, it's off the net band. Gianelli on 2. What a play. And Perugia are showboating here for Gianelli to react to the ball off the net band and put it perfectly up on the pipe.
I mean, just the fact that he's able to prevent that first ball from even being an ace, that in itself is massive skill. Then he's able to go up, find his hitter without needing a second touch.
We don't get to see it again, unfortunately, but it was world class to react and put that ball in the perfect spot and allow the pipe to operate through Semenyuk. 2 up in the block this time, and again loses across and gets one on Bowanch.
Starting to look insurmountable. This is the Perugia we were expecting to see, that just squeezes the life out of their opponent, and every time you think you have an opening, you have absolutely nothing. Lozère, one of the best blockers in the world, beautiful inside arm.
That ball not quite there from Novoselsky, the double substitution for Tavares, and Ensing off, and that's really Winiarski throwing the kitchen sink at this. Gianelli, and they've just reversed back because it hasn't worked, and that does work. Ensing goes off the shoulder of Kalachi.
Working that back part of the court as well. Ensing hasn't gotten a whole lot of attacks since he's come on, so it's a good choice by Tavares to get him involved there, straight down the line.
Nothing's worked.
Yeah, they can't really afford those kind of errors with the way that Perugia have been playing.
Yeah, you have to feel sorry, because sometimes when you're 6 to 8 behind, you try and force the issue potentially a bit too much, and then it snowballs a little bit out of control. But if you don't go for it when you're behind, it really is game over. And on the flip side, the longer this has gone on, the more free that Perugia could play. They haven't looked tense since the first set, and maybe if it would have gone the other way, Zawiercie had that set point, potentially we could be watching something a little bit different now. But this is a one-sided affair at the moment. Tavares goes to floor. That's a shot, that's a reverse flipper from Gianelli. And he says sorry to Lorenzetti and still has time to get back and play defense. Yeah. And then he does play defense. All right, Gianelli. And then off the hands, a better rally. Fast to the outside, Kalachi. And what is happening now? There might be a challenge here.
I think we're going to see a challenge from 10 rallies ago. Perugia were looking for ball down early on in this rally, so we might be here for a while as the Bold 6 guys try and have a look at that.
And go back every single rally so far.
Good luck. We'll see you soon. Oh, there it is. They were ready for us.
They are on. Floor touch. Perugia is right key.
They knew it. They were ready for that, ready to put that on the screen immediately. Good work, boys and girls.
Well, talk about those evenings where everything goes your way. We had a 5-setter for bronze earlier. Loza. Russo. And I feel like this game is just Perugia getting to the end now, and Zawiercie.
My question is what's going on here? Who was that set for? I'm assuming that was meant to go to the middle.
It just shows where we're at. If it was meant to go to the middle, it's incredibly low. If it's to go to the outside, maybe a little bit low and fast. Ensing tries to turn one back. They haven't really got an answer. And since the frustration crept in, since Volek as well struggled to keep a lid on his emotions this evening, now Lorenzetti says challenge.
What's the challenge here? Last touch. Okay. So Perugia think that it went off of their block and then was pushed further. I mean, physics would agree with them. There's the grab, the touch, possibly a net touch. I think that's last push by Zawiercie.
Me too. And the official decision is that Perugia is right.
Video check. The referee asking for the fans to get it on the big screen. Fans in Italy love to chant video check whenever they get it right.
Perugia have got everything right this evening, and nothing quite has gone right for Zawiercie. And I think saying, you know, we are the underdogs, we want to play free. It doesn't look like they've played free from that second set. There's a lot of frustration, a lot of tension.
Yeah, a lot of pressure as well mounting. But again, we talked about how Zawiercie, they kind of were given some get out of jail free cards yesterday by Zirat. A lot of errors were handed to them. That was kind of the same thing we saw from Perugia earlier on in this match, but once they tightened up, it was a very different ball game.
What a club career Kamil Semeniuk is having. Italian champion, yet again a four-time Plus Liga winner, but tonight he'll become a four-time Champions League winner, which is up there with the very best.
You just get the feeling that no matter what Zawiercie do right now,
yeah, it's just
even if they get 5, 6, 7 points in a row, the energy is just not going to be enough to get him over the edge.
Yeah, and Ensing's going to do his absolute best to give energy, but I think they are quite flat. And it's just going to be interesting to hear what's said after this game from Zawiercie, because after what was an epic battle last year, they've sort of stepped away from the battle in the second and third set, and that is so unlike them. 21-11, Perugia are 4 away from a dominant victory in the CEV Champions League that would make them back-to-back champions, which would be some statement following in the footsteps of Kazan, Zaksa and Belgorod in 2003, 2004. Kalachi off the net. Bentara. Popivchak changes direction and still gets the dig. Kalachi on the money, just on the side of the block. And then they build through Bentara. And have a look at Lorenzetti. He's loving it.
As are all the fans. Bentara has been in top form tonight. What a pickup. Popishak doing everything he can, but we haven't had an answer for Bentara all weekend long. And he's got 2 blocks up, but he still goes deep on it.
It's a great decision. Javornok from Czechia is going to become a Champions League gold medalist before moving next season, Ensing. And you have to feel for Zawiercie, but Perugia are just too good. Now you have to feel, Key, that last year the 3-2 defeat that was a humdinger would have felt very, very different to this evening. It's going to be a different feeling having lost like this for Zawiercie.
I mean, the confidence that you get if you're Perugia, knowing that you can just sweep one of the other best teams in the world, it really is a dominant performance that you can hang your hat on. Perugia, as Russo's walking off, I mean, everything has been working, barring the first set. Even that last defense by Russo, showing how good they are in every single area. If you got your middle blockers playing defense like that too.
Okay, Zawiercie are done and dusted. Perugia, who beat Varsova 3-0 yesterday, look like it's certain they are going to win this Final Four without dropping a set, and they will get their name on the trophy for a second time in a second straight season. Gianelli serving. They have been so dominant this evening, and their fans are making all of the noise. You have to feel sorry for Zawiercie, who have made all of their fans. The celebrations have begun.
Yeah. Look at those two. What a pair.
First side out for Perugia. To the outside, Plotnitsky, who's been here since 2019, has the first swing for the Champions League title. Semenyuk is there. Perugia are looking to do this in fashion. Gianelli pushes everyone out the way. A tip over the top. Zawiercie never give up. Gianelli is there again. It's a rally that could finish this game, just like the one that started it. But no, Ensing stays calculated.
Credit to Zawiercie for hanging on at this point with the chanting of the crowd, the energy and everything on Perugia's side. To even stay focused enough is a goal in itself.
They've been so dominant. And it's a service error. Perugia go back to back in the CEV Champions League. They are the winners in 2026. European dominance once again. Perugia creating history and a long-lasting legacy in European volleyball.
This is exactly what we were expecting out of Perugia, and what a fight they put up. This is a team that is world dominant for good reason. I mean, the players, the club, the country, absolutely bleeding volleyball in their veins. The gold medal winners of the Champions League are undisputed back-to-back champions, Perugia. Well, it's a heartbreaking way to finish if you're Zawiercie, after having tasted a little bit of a chance in the first set with all the errors that Perugia were putting on the board, and still not able to get over the edge. A contentious first set. But it's all in the history books now. Zawiercie can be proud of the way that they played. They threw the kitchen sink at Perugia, but it wasn't enough. The final set, 25-15 here in Torino. The home country of Perugia. What a place for their fans to rile it up